Check. Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of North Idaho Game Night, presented by P1FCU. Tonight's coverage on IdahoSports.com is also brought to you in part by all of our great sponsors that make these broadcasts possible on IdahoSports.com. We'll get to them in just a moment, but first, my name is Brandon Bainey. We are coming to you live from Clearwater Valley High School in Kuski, where, yeah, you might be looking and going, second quarter, what the heck, Bainey? We've got so far. Valley-wide cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, your local Toyota dealers, and the Idaho Transportation Department. Brandon Bainey with you inside the broadcast booth. It is the season opener for the Clearwater Valley Rams and the Notus Pirates as we get an onside kick here recovered by Notus. So here we are midway through the second quarter, 8:02 to play in the period, and a 28-20 lead for the Pirates. I want to apologize for some technical problems we suffered, namely me getting to the field on time. But we are here now and ready to rock and roll. Clearwater Valley was down 2 scores. They just scored on a 60-yard touchdown run by Bass Myers to bring it back within a score. But, boy, Notus has looked really good offensively tonight behind the passing of junior quarterback Benny Guevara. And so now let's settle in for a little 8-man action. Both sides have had some success offensively tonight. It's the season opener for both here in this Week 1 showdown, and it's 1st and 10 for the Notus Pirates, leading 28-20, 8:02 to play here before halftime. Drive will start at their own 48-yard line. 2 receivers flanked out to the right side. Guevara will take the snap out of the shotgun. Looking for somewhere to go, slips away from the would-be tackler and is able to pick up 2 on the carry. Nearly getting there was Landon Schleeper for Clearwater Valley, but Guevara is able to pick up 2 to make it, well, closer to 3 to make it 2nd and 7. And that's what Guevara brings to the table for this Notus offense. This is a battle of teams expected to contend for their respective district titles this year. Notus, the 3-time defending champion of the Western Idaho Conference. They have had at least 7 wins in each of the last 3 seasons. Clearwater Valley took 2nd last year in the White Pine League District 2 and came that close to knocking off Kamiah for the White Pine crown. And now a timeout taken here by the Notus Pirates. So while we have a moment, we will tell you that tonight's game on IdahoSports.com, of course, is brought to you by P1FCU, but we've got some other great sponsors tonight as well. And really, without all of our great sponsors, these broadcasts don't happen. And so big thanks to all of our great sponsors tonight, as it's 28-20. Notus leading Clearwater Valley here midway through the second period. Tonight's game on IdahoSports.com brought to you in part by Perfection Tire. The professional sales staff at Perfection Tire in Kamiah is eagerly waiting to provide you with incredible service and the latest automotive products available. Perfection Tire can take care of all your tire needs and more, including brakes, shocks, struts, tune-ups, oil changes, alignments, and more. If nothing is wrong with your car or truck now, bring it in, and they'll help keep it that way with their 30-60-90 preventative maintenance program. Stop in and see Dallas or Jerry at Perfection Tire in Kamiah, 107 East 3rd Street. You can also give them a call at 208-935-2999 or go online to perfectiontire.com. Perfection Tire proudly supports Ram Athletics. Ram defense trying to get a stop here on 2nd and 8. I formation this time for the Pirates of Notus. They will give to the deep back out of the I formation, room to run. First down and more, breaking a couple of tackles inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line.
Brought down number 24, Fabi.
Big run there for Grayson Benitez. And Benitez is a 6'2" wide receiver converted to running back. He holds the school record at Notus High in the 100, and you saw it right there on the speed. But the starting running back, Gunnar Campbell, and the starting fullback, Ian Hill, for Notus this season, both more than likely out for the season. And so because of that, hey, it's 8-man football. You've got to shift your best athletes where you need them. And so Grayson Benitez has looked really good in the backfield tonight as the running back. Now it's a quarterback sweep for Guevara on 1st and 10 from the 33. Guevara inside the 20, down close to the first down marker. Picked up 9, maybe 10. And so it'll be, looks like 2nd down and inches here.
2nd down and inches for the Pirates.
So Notus will break the huddle here. 2nd and inches. Ball is at the 17-yard line. Pirates trying to go up 2 scores again. Guevara under center, gives to Benitez, straight up the middle, slithers his way to the end zone for a Pirates touchdown. Grayson Benitez finds the end zone again, and Notus extends the lead. 34-20, Pirates. 5:41 to play here before halftime. And now Notus will line up and go for 2. As Grayson Benitez scores on a 16-yard touchdown run. Two-point conversion is true, right up the middle. That was A.J. Blank for the 2-point grab. And so Notus now in front, 36-20. So this is a Notus team we were worried about, losing their starting running back and fullback. Gunnar Campbell definitely out for the season. They think Ian Hill probably going to be out 6 or 7 weeks. And yet Notus has looked like a well-oiled offensive machine here in the first half at Clearwater Valley. Tonight's game on IdahoSports.com, brought to you in part by Simmons Sanitation. All of us at Simmons Sanitation wish the Clearwater Valley Rams good luck tonight. Give them a call at 208-935-2617 for all your solid waste needs. Remember, they're the only ones that talk trash. Simmons Sanitation, a proud supporter of high school sports in northern Idaho. That's right, we are coming to you live tonight from Clearwater Valley High in Kuski, home of the Rams and home of the season opener between Notus and Clearwater Valley. Rams went down to Notus last year where the Pirates won, and now the Pirates are trying to sweep the 2-year home-and-home series. And up 2 scores, 36-20. Here with just over 5 minutes to go before halftime. 5:41 to play in the period. So Notus ready to kick off. It'll be Derek Huter, the sophomore, to put it away. Looks like Tiago Pickering back deep to return for the Rams. Won't quite get to Pickering. Taken by an up man at the 25. That's Carson Schilling, and Schilling out to the 35, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. And so you figure now with 5:41 to go before halftime, down 2 scores, this is an important drive for the Clearwater Valley offense. Head coach Alan Hutchins sends in the play to his all-state running back Bass Myers, and it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Rams. Drive will start at their own 35-yard line. Carson Schilling, the new quarterback for Clearwater Valley this year, taking over for the since-graduated Louis Fabi. Toss play, right side. This is going to be a halfback pass. Schilling, it's bobbled and then dropped by Tiago Pickering right at midfield. So you saw there from Clearwater Valley, Landon Schleeper actually taking the snaps at quarterback, and then he pitched it to Schilling, who also was competing for the quarterback job in fall camp. And then Schilling nearly, even though the pass was tipped and it spun out of his hand sideways, Tiago Pickering still nearly made the grab around the 40. Bounces off the chest plate, though incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Rams. So Schleeper lines up under center, I formation. Bass Myers, the fullback. It's a bootleg, setting up, deep throw, has a man. It's Pickering. He just overshot him by half a step. Tiago Pickering nearly came away with the one-handed grab, but couldn't quite haul it in. And Schleeper sold it with the fake and had time to deliver it downfield. But now all of a sudden, 3rd and 10 for the Rams with 5:20 to go before halftime. Notus, the creme de la creme of District 3's Western Idaho Conference the last several years. 3-time defending league champions, and yet despite that, 0-3 in the postseason. And so Notus, conference titles, obviously a goal, but they also want to get to state and make some noise. Clearwater Valley got to the playoffs last year and lost in their opener at Raft River. Schleeper, 3rd and 10, overthrows his man again. That was Tiago Pickering, the intended receiver, 4th down, and we'll see what the Rams do here.
Timeout for the Rams.
Timeout spent here by Alan Hutchins, head coach of the Clearwater Valley Rams, on 4th and 10. We'll see what decision he goes with right after this break. You're watching North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash.
Sweet.
Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes! Woo!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Welcome back to Clearwater Valley High and Kuski. Brandon Baney with you on IdahoSports.com as we are approaching halftime. 5:13 to play in the second quarter. And a 36-20 lead for Notus. Out of the timeout for Clearwater Valley. The Rams will line up here on 4th and 10 in a spread formation. Down 2 scores, desperately needing to move the chains. Schleeper in trouble, rolls out, throws it deep, has a man, it's caught. Down the sideline, Bass Myers, he'll go the distance for a Clearwater Valley touchdown. What a tremendous 60-yard touchdown throw from Schleeper to Bass Myers. How about that play call from Coach Alan Hutchins on 4th and 10? Took the time out and said, everybody go deep. And Schleep, you throw it to the guy that's open, and Bass Myers was that guy. And so just like that, Clearwater Valley back to within a score as they line up to go for 2. This game has not been lacking for excitement, that's for sure. The game started with fireworks right away as Clearwater Valley took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Here's the pitch to Carson Schilling. Didn't get there. So it remains a 10-point game, 36-26. Was that Tiago Pickering who took the opening kickoff back? And then they haven't kicked to him since. So Tiago Pickering returns the opening kickoff for a touchdown for Clearwater Valley, and the race was on from there. But as it stands, a 36-26 lead for Notus at the 5:02 mark of the second quarter. Clearwater Valley got back into it on that last touchdown from Schleeper to Bass Myers. It went 60 yards on 4th and 10. And even so, these conversions are starting to loom large because now all of a sudden Clearwater Valley, instead of being down by 8 and a one-score game, they're now down by 10 as Carson Schilling could not find the edge on the two-point conversion try. So now it's still a 10-point lead for Notus in a two-score game, 36-26.
Josh Gardner.
Thanks for being with us on North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Our apologies for the technical difficulties we had at the start of the contest, but we are settled in and ready for what promises to be an entertaining non-conference showdown here in the season opener for each of these squads. So here we go, Clearwater Valley to kick off. Josh Gardner, the junior, to do the honors. And back deep to return for Notus. Line drive kick will be taken by Benny Guevara, who also is the quarterback. Guevara reverses field, breaks a tackle out to the 40 and brought down just shy of the 45, and a penalty flag comes out as well. Clearwater Valley is going to get flagged for the late hit. Mason Whitcomb was pursuing at the end as Guevara sidestepped out of bounds, and we'll see the penalty yardage tacked on here.
Personal foul. Be a 15-yard penalty.
So 15-yard personal foul penalty against Clearwater Valley on the late hit. Takes a kickoff return that Guevara took out to the 44, and that should move it to the Rams' side of the 50. And they will march it off to the 41 of CV. That's a big penalty right there.
We have 1st and 10 for the Pirates at the 41-yard line of the Rams.
This game will certainly loom large in terms of it's a non-conference game. In the White Pine League, it's an 8-team league. You only get so many non-conference dates, 2 if you want to use both. So this is a rare non-conference opportunity for Clearwater Valley, but they're behind the 8 ball here. 1st and 10, Benitez straight up the middle again. Benitez has routinely picked up 7 or 8 yards a pop. He gets 7 there. And again, the storyline with Notus is they're a little banged up. They're missing 2 key two-way players. Gunnar Campbell out for the season. Ian Hill out for most of the regular season, we're thinking. And so with that, Grayson Benitez, the Western Idaho Conference's leading receiver a year ago, has moved to running back and hasn't missed a beat. Guevara under center on 2nd and 2. We'll give to the fullback this time, straight up the gut. Gets the first down. Needed 3, got 4. That's A.J. Blank, the sophomore, on the carry, and that'll move the sticks. So Notus has been known as a power running team the last several years, but it's been Carter Woodland who's been the guy doing the heavy lifting. Well, he's graduated and moved on. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Unbalanced formation this time. It's a pitch out to Benitez. He's got the edge and room to run. The 15, the 10, the 5. It's a foot race to the end zone, and Benitez, the school record holder in the 100 for Notus, will take it in for 6. That is a 29-yard touchdown jaunt for Grayson Benitez. 42-26 Pirates. Comes with 3:40 to play here before halftime. It has been the Benitez show tonight, that time from 29 yards away. Notus now will line up and go for 2. Roll out to a new quarterback. That's Derek Huter, the sophomore, on the direct snap, and Huter won't quite get there. And so 2-point conversion denied, but still now a 3-score lead for Notus, up 42-26. And that guy who just tried to score on the 2-point conversion, Derek Huter, that might be a name you recognize. His dad, Brad Huter, is the as main assistant coach for the Notus football team. He's also the girls basketball coach for the Pirates. That's small-town football at its finest right there. So the season opener on North Idaho game night on IdahoSports.com, presented by P1FCU, 42-26 Notus as we're approaching halftime. Back after this break on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Back here at Clearwater Valley on IdahoSports.com, the Notus Pirates on the road, up 3 scores over Clearwater Valley, 42-26. Huter will now kick it. It'll go over Schilling's head and out of bounds for a procedural penalty. And the Rams will just take the ball at the 35-yard line. You can make the team re-kick if you want, but ever since Tiago Pickering took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown, Notus has said, nope, we're not doing that. So Clearwater Valley says, all right, we'll just take it at the 35 then. But now you're really starting to, with 3:39 to go before halftime, and the Rams defense not able to stop the power run game of Notus so far tonight. It puts a lot of pressure on the offense now, and almost every drive becomes must score. CV can't have any more empty possessions, that's for sure. So they'll break the huddle. Schleeper will send 2 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Notus, looks like they're going to bring pressure. They do. They rush 5. Schleeper in trouble and sacked. Back at the 25-yard line. Notus brought the blitz that time and coming through on the sack. They brought 5 rushers that time. So Notus not afraid, and big sack there for the defensive line. I believe that was Easton St. Germain, 2A all-conference lineman for Notus last year. Significant loss of yardage, going to make it 2nd and 17 for the Rams now. Ball back at their own 29-yard line. I formation, Schleeper back to pass, goes deep for Pickering, overthrows him, incomplete. So again, they've been trying to go to Tiago Pickering deep a couple of times, and it just hasn't quite been there. That's early season rust that'll eventually get knocked off, but for Clearwater Valley, starting to feel the heat a little bit here on 3rd and 17 now. So again, a spread formation here. 2 receivers to either side. And Schleeper all alone out of the gun. Notus brings 4. Schleeper feeling the heat. It's just going to take off and run. Schleeper will get the first down. He needed 17. He picks up 21 out across the 45 and up to the 47-yard line for a first down. So Notus again brings the blitz. Schleeper doesn't panic that time, steps up and runs, and is able to pick up 21 yards for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 for Clearwater Valley. Now we keep an eye on the clock. It's rolling, 2:25 and counting here before halftime. But, man, that was a big conversion on 3rd and 17. Schleeper will go under center this time. Receiver to either side, tight end to either side, and Clearwater Valley a little confusion. And they'll have to burn another timeout. So we'll take the timeout with them. It's 42-26 Notus, but Clearwater Valley on the move. We'll be back in a moment on North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valley-wide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to Clearwater Valley High School in Kuski. North Idaho game night on IdahoSports.com. Out of the timeout, 2:30 to play before halftime. Rams trailing 42-26. Schleeper, quick throw. Nice adjustment on the fly by Pickering. Nearly came up with the grab. It's incomplete. So Pickering stayed behind the line of scrimmage like it was going to be a screen. Schleeper threw it more upfield. Pickering did a nice job of almost like Superman stretching out there to try and grab it. It falls incomplete, though, 2nd and 10. New era of football here for Clearwater Valley on offense after Louis Fabi, who was such a rock at quarterback for the Rams the past few seasons, has graduated. His younger brothers, Jake and Pete, are on this team, though. Pete's a freshman, Jake's a junior. So the Fabi name still prevalent here at CV. Schleeper back to pass, double coverage, incomplete. Trying to go to Carson Schilling deep that time. Incomplete, 3rd and 10. And the Rams, you know, we're used to seeing, and we saw it last year, where Bass Myers was the guy they tried to get the ball to. Whether it was in the passing game, we saw him with that 60-yard touchdown reception, but they just haven't run the ball much here. In the late stages of the first half of action, they've become very one-dimensional, and because of that, Notus has been able to pin their ears back and come on the rush. 3rd and 10 for Clearwater Valley. From their own 47, Schleeper spins it, in trouble, trying to stay alive. Somehow that's a pick 6. Schleeper, meanwhile, slow to get up on the play as well for the Rams. That is a 40-yard interception return for a touchdown by Benny Guevara, the opposing quarterback, as Schleeper did everything he could to stay upright and avoid the sack. Decided to throw it at the last minute. Guevara snuffed it out, took it back for a pick 6, and then as Schleeper was going down, trying to stay with it, got twisted around a little bit, is able to pop up and looks like he's okay. But for the moment, a pick 6 for the Pirates. It's Benny Guevara taking it back 40 yards. So now it's 48-26 Notus with 1:48 to play here before halftime. And Notus will line up and go for 2 here. This is a Clearwater Valley team that took 2nd in the White Pine League a year ago in what was a gauntlet of a conference. It will be a gauntlet again. Notus won the Western Idaho Conference down in District 3, and so this was billed as a pretty big heavyweight matchup. Right now, though, Notus the team that's come out swinging. Pirates will line up and go for 2. Guevara, bootleg, floats to the end zone looking for Blank. Blank diving, can't quite get it, so the pass fails. But Notus in control, 48-26 the lead over Clearwater Valley. We'll be back right after this break. You're watching North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Toyota.
Back at Clearwater Valley High in Kuski, North Idaho game night on IdahoSports.com. A 40-yard pick six by Benny Guevara extends the Notus lead to 45-yard line. So we talked about fireworks to start the game. Tiago Pickering takes the opening kickoff back for a touchdown for Clearwater Valley. Notus says, all right, we're done doing that. Then twice in the first half, Notus successfully gets an onside kick. And that's what allowed Notus to kind of stockpile these points and build up this lead. And so Clearwater Valley's been behind the eight ball a little bit here tonight. Now they're really behind it, down 48-26, as Guevara took the pick six back 40 yards for a score. And we talked about right before Landon Schleeper threw that ball that Clearwater Valley, down by so much here, has basically become pretty one-dimensional. We've got 1:47 to play here before halftime. We'll see what the Rams can do. They'll pitch it out here to Bass Myers. Myers trying to find the edge. Will pick up 3. And will be stuffed out of bounds around the 33. Actually going to call it a 2-yard gain to the 32 where it's 2nd and 8. Minute 39 to play before halftime. 2nd and 8 for CV. Quick hitter. Screen pass is caught. On the reception, maybe 3 out to the 40-yard line. Quick hitter to Trevor Altman. Altman was a key guy during the Rams baseball season last year. Clearwater Valley got to state, played in the state semifinals, and now asked to take on a bigger role on the football field this fall. So Altman makes the grab for 3. It's 3rd and 5 for the Rams from their own 40. Schleeper, bootleg. Notus coming on the blitz. Schleeper hit as he throws, going deep, looking for Altman. It is dropped around the 25-yard line. So Notus brought the blitz.
At the 40 for the Rams.
Adrian Avila almost came through on the sack. Schleeper did a good job of staying with it and throwing deep, and then right off the hands of Trevor Altman. Incomplete, 4th and 5. Clearwater Valley going to go for it again. The last time they went for it on 4th down, it was 4th and 10. They got a 60-yard touchdown pass from Schleeper to Myers. Let's see what the Rams can do here. Down to 56 seconds to play before halftime. Notus leading 48-26. Schleeper, pitch out to Myers on 4th and 5, runs into his own blocker. Myers stays with it. Where are they going to mark him out? It looks like he got the first down by a yard. Wow. I thought Myers was dead to rights on that near sideline, but he stayed inbounds and tiptoed and picked up the extra yardage. On 4th and 5, he gets 6. And it's 1st and 10 for Clearwater Valley. They're going to have to work quickly, though. Only 48 seconds to play before halftime. So 1st and 10 for the Rams. Trailing 48-26. Schleeper under center. Back to pass, has time, fires for Pickering, too far incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Makes it 2nd and 10. Well, coming up at halftime, it'll be the Next Steps Idaho halftime show. We'll recap the first half scoring, and judging by the amount of points here, 48-26, that's close to 90 total points. It's been a lot of action. We'll recap it all, and we'll see if we can get some other scores from around the state here on North Idaho game night, 2nd and 10. Schleeper, feeling the heat, steps up into the pocket, will take off and run. The 50, the 45, and steps out of bounds at the Notus 43-yard line. Nifty footwork there, a gain of 14 and a first down. Not only that, Schleeper gets out of bounds with 36 seconds to play in the half, stopping the clock. Some Notus with the big lead here, 48-26. Clearwater Valley trying to get a score here before the end of the half. 1st and 10 for the Rams from the Notus 43-yard line. Schleeper under center, back to pass, heavy pressure, blank applying it, and Schleeper just rips it out of bounds. A.J. Blank came free that time for Notus on the pass rush. He's only a sophomore. And Schleeper just did a good job of throwing it away. 2nd and 10. And we're down to 29 seconds to play here before the half. Season opener for each of these teams. They've met last year in Notus. Pirates won that contest and trying to sweep the 2-year home and home. And on their way up 48-26. Schleeper out of the gun here on 2nd and 10 from the Notus 43. Again, Notus brings the heat. Schleeper brought down. Back at the 48, Clearwater Valley will spend their 3rd and final time out of the half. Coming through on the sack that time for Notus
I believe a sack for Martinez.
Was Nico Martinez, the junior. So Martinez comes through on the sack, and it'll be 3rd down and approximately 15 here for Clearwater Valley. Spend their 3rd and final time out of this opening half. Only 20 seconds to play here before halftime. We'll see what head coach Alan Hutchins draws up here. This is a young Notus team, only 4 seniors on this year's squad. And 9 freshmen suited up. And of course, we talked about the 2 Notus players that are not in full gear tonight. Gunnar Campbell over on that Notus sideline with his jersey and his jeans on. He's also got a crutch under his left arm. Ian Hill in the same boat, jersey and jeans club, both out with injuries. Both expected to miss a good chunk of the season, if not all of it. And yet here's Notus adapting and finding a way. And it's not like you're losing 2 starters, you're really losing 4 because those guys went both ways.
All right, here we go. It's about 3rd and about 17.
So out of the timeout here, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16 we'll call it for Clearwater Valley. 20 seconds to go before halftime. Schleeper, pitch out to Schilling. This is going to be a halfback pass. Schilling in trouble, hit as he throws, has a man though, it is caught at the 30-yard line. Hauled in by Trevor Altman. So the halfback pass from Schilling to Altman works. Clearwater Valley's got to get to the line and clock it. We're down to 7 and 6 and 5. Schleeper's going to line up and go for it. Going to throw it to the end zone for Pickering. It's caught, and he'll take it in. No. Let's see. Time ran out. Oh, I thought he had it as he stretched. The ball is fumbled into the end zone. Now what are they going to rule? They're going to say it was down at the 1. Oh, Clearwater Valley got so close. I thought Pickering was going to be able to stretch in for the touchdown. He loses it at the 1, and that is how the first half comes to an end.
We're going to call that the first half.
So Schleeper did a great job of firing a strike to Tiago Pickering, and Clearwater Valley, it's been one of those nights. A last gasp ends at the 1 right before halftime, and so at the halftime break, it is Notus 48, Clearwater Valley 26. Back with the Next Steps Idaho halftime show right after this break. You're watching North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student-athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash.
Sweet.
Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you could safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over at Pay Lake?
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the North Idaho Prepcast covers every inch of District 1 and District 2 activities in Idaho.
Bonners Ferry, like the whole town was there, it seemed. I mean, they showed up, they were tailgating in the parking lot, barbecuing, playing games. Like, it literally felt like a small college atmosphere. It was super cool.
Hosted by Ryan Skaggs, the North Idaho Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing, or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear road rivals, you may have four wheels and a similar build, but our resemblance ends right there. Later, Toyota.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome into the Next Steps Idaho halftime show. Thinking about what's next for your career or education? Next Steps Idaho can help bring you closer to the life you want to lead. It is halftime here at Clearwater Valley, season opener on North Idaho game night. It is the scoring for the Notus Pirates. It's been the Grayson Benitez show. The senior speedster was the Western Idaho Conference's leading receiver a year ago, but because of injuries, they've now moved him to running back. Benny Guevara, Notus junior quarterback, 2 touchdown passes in the first half, the one to Benitez, along with a strike to Tony Sullivan. And then Benny Guevara had a 40-yard pick six just before halftime as well. So Guevara has found the end zone 3 times. Benitez has found the end zone 4 times. And oh yeah, Notus has successfully converted 2 onside kicks tonight. This was a wild start in terms of the kicking game. Tiago Pickering for Clearwater Valley takes the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. From there, Notus goes, all right, we're not going to kick to that guy anymore. And from there, they try a couple of onside kicks, and they get 2 of them to land, and they score twice off of those onside kick attempts. So for Notus, being a little aggressive, and it's working out for them. So Pickering took the kickoff back for a touchdown. Bass Myers has also scored on a 40-yard touchdown run. Leighton Schleeper threw a 60-yard touchdown pass. No, it was Landon Schleeper. Okay, I get them mixed up sometimes. Landon and Leighton. Landon Schleeper throws a 60-yard touchdown pass to Bass Myers, and then Carson Schilling also punched it in for a touchdown. So that'll do it for the Next Steps Idaho halftime show. Thinking about what's next for your career or education? Next Steps Idaho can help bring you closer to the life you want to lead. Getting set now for the start of the third quarter of action. And Clearwater Valley will be kicking off, as we said. Tiago Pickering took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Back deep to return here for Notus is Adrian Avila. We'll see if the kick gets that deep. Gardner will send it to Avila around the 15-yard line, out to the 20, and that's it. So for the first time tonight, Notus will start deep in their own territory, but moving the ball tonight hasn't been too much of a problem for the ground attack of the Pirates. As Grayson Benitez, 3 rushing touchdowns in the opening half, and he caught a 4th touchdown pass from Benny Guevara.
First and 10 for Pirates at the 22-yard line.
So first and 10 for Notus. This drive will start from their own 22-yard line. Thanks for being with us here on IdahoSports.com for North Idaho game night. Opening drive of the third quarter, Notus leading 48-26. They'll start with a counter play to Benitez, room to run and more. Breaks it to the outside and will finally be brought down at the 30-yard line after a pickup of 8. Big tackle there defensively from Clearwater Valley junior defensive end Leighton Davis.
Number 56, Leighton Davis.
So Davis brings him down, but not before Benitez picks up 10 in the first down upon second look. So Benitez gets 10 on the counter, and it's first and 10 for the Pirates from their own 32. Actually up to the 33 and a gain of 11. We talked about in the first half, Grayson Benitez is the 100-meter dash record holder at Notus High School. 11-14. That's flying. First and 10. Guevara under center. Gives to the fullback this time. This is A.J. Blank. Blank stiff arms the defender and makes another man miss. And finally brought down from behind at the Clearwater Valley 38-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle there from Carson Schilling. But just when you think, okay, Benitez. And these are tall guys that are in the backfield, too. And so we're not used to seeing tall guys like that in the backfield at full. Guevara this time out of the gun. Guevara will take the snap, pitch out. On the carry is Grayson Benitez up the far sideline. Benitez quickly moved the ball down the field. Forgot I zoomed in a little bit at halftime. I'll zoom back out. 1st and 10 for Notus. We're at the 10:08 mark of the third quarter, and you just get the feeling here. If Notus punches this in and goes up multiple scores, it's going to be really hard for Clearwater Valley to climb this mountain and get back in it. If the Rams can get a stop, there's a chance, but, man, they've got to get a stop here, and Notus continuing to just pick up yardage on the ground. 1st and 10 for the Pirates. Ball at the 23 of the Rams. They give to Benitez, and Benitez that time to the 20 for a modest gain of 4. Looks like Tiago Pickering in there on the tackle for Clearwater Valley. And so for one of the few times tonight, Benitez held to less than 5 yards on the carry. It's 2nd and 6 now for Notus. Leading 48-26 with 9:35 to play here in the third. Opening drive of the second half here for the Pirates. Guevara under center. Inside counter to one of the ends. This is a spin move, staying upright, brought down around the 2. They tried the quick hitter that time to one of the ends that was lined up at the end of the line. That's Tony Sullivan on the end around, as it were. Sullivan scored on a receiving touchdown tonight from Guevara. And it is 1st and goal for the Notus Pirates from the Clearwater Valley 3. Pirates go spread. 2 receivers to the top of your screen, 1 receiver to the bottom, quarterback keeper. This is Blank trying to run it in on the Wildcat play. Gets down to the 1. So that time Notus had Guevara split out wide left. Yeah, that power pole obstructs our view a little bit. We'll see if we can talk to Coach Hutchins about knocking that. No, I'm just kidding. So Benitez was lined up wide that time. Blank was the Wildcat quarterback. They tried to run it in with him. He gets down to the 1 where it's 2nd and goal. 48-26 lead for Notus. Trying to put this one away. 2nd and goal from the 1. Bobbled snap. And Guevara's just got to fall back on top of it. So now it's 3rd and goal from the 2. They lost a yard. So mishandled snap that time. Notus working in a new center this year, junior Kyler Morris. Notus will break the huddle here, and they'll line up everybody tight. Split backs behind Guevara under center. Now it's an I formation. Benitez, the D-back, another fumbled snap. They somehow get the handoff off, though, and Benitez is in for the touchdown.
Benitez in for the touchdown.
Boy, it is Notus's night. Even when they fumble the snap, Guevara somehow is able to pick it up and give it to Benitez. And Grayson Benitez scores for the 5th time tonight. 4 rushing touchdowns and a receiving score. This was one of his shorter ones tonight from just 2 yards away. Notus will line up and go for 2 here, as they now lead 54-26 over the Rams with 7:22 to play in the third here on North Idaho game night. Guevara out of the gun. Back to pass, throws the fade to the end zone, broken up. Good coverage that time by Clearwater Valley. It looked like a freshman out there, Liam Wall. Liam Wally breaking that up. Intended receiver, meanwhile, for Notus on the 2-point try was DeHaven Wilson, a freshman. So it was a freshman on freshman there. And Clearwater Valley wins the battle but Notus winning the war. 54-26 lead for the Pirates midway through the third. Back after this break on North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash.
Sweet.
Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes! Woo!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Welcome back to Clearwater Valley here in Kuski. Brandon Baney with you on North Idaho Game Night, IdahoSports.com. The Notus Pirates on top of the Clearwater Valley Rams, 54-26 here in the third. Tonight's game on IdahoSports.com is brought to you in part by Simmons Sanitation. All of us at Simmons Sanitation wish the Clearwater Valley Rams good luck tonight. Give them a call at 208-935-2617 for all your solid waste needs. Remember, they're the only ones that talk trash. Simmons Sanitation, a proud supporter of high school sports in northern Idaho. Kickoff out of bounds. Notice third kick in a row to go out. And they say we'd rather Clearwater Valley to start with the ball at the 35 than kick it deep to a threat like Pickering. And so 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 35. Clearwater Valley trailing now 54-26. And with 7:22 to play in the third, a comeback isn't completely out of the picture. You know, the statistical probability, pretty low. But now if you're head coach Alan Hutchins, you're just looking for which guys are still going to compete. Because whatever you do in this second half can carry momentum over to the next game. For CV, they get right into White Pine League play. With 7 games in the White Pine Gauntlet awaiting them this year. Notus will take on a Western Idaho Conference opponent, Greenleaf Friends, next week. They try the double handoff. Pickering was supposed to come around the left side, didn't see anything he liked there, went back to the right, and Pickering picks up 2. So they try the double handoff that time, and Pickering's able to get a couple, 2nd and 8. .6:55 to play here in the third, and what a season-opening statement being delivered here by the Notus Pirates. Down 2 starters on 2nd and 8. Notus showing blitz. They give to Bass Myers. Myers looking for somewhere to run, and will get back to where the original line of scrimmage was, which means loss of 2, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. I had a chance to talk to both of the injured Pirates at halftime. Gunnar Campbell, he's out for the entire season, the whole school year. He tore his ACL at a football camp this summer, so no winter sports, no spring sports, which is a bummer. Ian Hill was talking to him. He wrecked on his dirt bike, broke a couple ribs, punctured a lung. He says, I'll be back in a couple weeks. Real tough guy, Ian Hill. But we're looking forward to seeing him return for Notus, where he can help out at fullback and running back and linebacker. 3rd and 10, Schleeper, little wheel route caught. That is a first down and a gain of, still going. They're going to call it a gain of 18. Wheel route hauled in by Trevor Altman for the first down.
Brought down by number 8.
Boy, I'll tell you, I was watching Schleeper on that play, and he put a lot of air under that, and I thought, oh, he's just throwing it out of bounds. And then all of a sudden, bloop, there was Altman coming out from outside the frame to make the grab and pick up 18 yards and a first down. It's 1st and 10 for Clearwater Valley. Ball is now on the Notus side of the 50 at the Pirates' 48. When Schleeper's had time tonight, he's looked pretty good. But that Notus pass rush has been relentless. Waggle play. Schleeper in trouble again, going deep. All sorts of contact broken up. CV fans wanted a flag. They were trying to go to Altman there, but coverage applied defensively by Derek Heuter, the promising sophomore for Notus. And we talked about this is a young Notus team, only 4 seniors. And so for anybody that thought the Pirates' reign of dominance down in District 3 was going to end anytime soon, Coach Joe Woodland says, I've got I've got a nice surprise for all of you. 5:07 to play here in the third, and Woodland's Pirates are up 54-26. Because Notus lost quite a bit from last year's squad. 2nd and 10. Schleeper, deep ball, looking for Pickering, overthrows him, incomplete. Brings up 3rd down. So it's now 3rd and 10 for the Rams. Just trying to claw back in this game, find a way to get some momentum. Been a long time since the Rams have found the end zone with 5 minutes to play here in the third. It is a 54-26 lead for Notus here on the road.
48 of the Pirates.
This game kicked off at 6 o'clock local time, Pacific time, 5 o'clock for the Notus fans, so they can get back home at a decent hour. 3rd and 10, bootleg. Schleeper looking for the edge, won't get there. Great tackle applied by Notus. Nico Martinez coming up to make the stop for the Pirates. Gain of only a yard. It's 4th and 9. And a timeout spent here by the Clearwater Valley Rams. We'll take the timeout with them as Notus leads Clearwater Valley in the season opener for both squads, 54-26 with 4:46 to play in the third. We'll be back right after this break on North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Welcome back to Clearwater Valley High in Kuski. North Idaho Game Night presented by P1FCU on IdahoSports.com. Out of the timeout, Clearwater Valley facing a 4th and 9, trailing 54-26. They'll go for it. Schleeper in trouble. Sacked back at the 45-yard line of the Rams. Couple of Pirates coming through to make the 4th down sack. A.J. Blank was in there, as was Adrian Avila. So Avila and Blank combo on the sack. It's a turnover on downs. Back to Notus here in the third. So it is week 1 across the state of Idaho. So we take a look at our Friday night flash. That is our live in real time updating scoreboard on IdahoSports.com. Other 8-man scores tonight. Butte County leading Valley 34-6. Idaho City also leading big on Cascade 44-14. Camas County leading Rockland 62-12 also. Try to get more scores as the night goes along. 1st and 10. This is a big run for A.J. Blank. And Blank will get close to 10 in the first down. They're going to give him 9.5. It'll be 2nd and 1 here for Notus. And again, the Pirates just continuing to chew it up on the ground. 4:14 to play here in the third, leading 54-26 over the Clearwater Valley Rams. Second and 1. Guevara going to sling it in the flat. to Benitez, and Benitez will just use his speed and his natural instincts to turn the corner and get the first down. Ends up picking up about 5 there. Man, and look at that jersey on number 19, Grayson Benitez. It's got grass stains and dirt stains all over it. Whoever does the laundry for Notus, these white jerseys tonight, they've got quite the task ahead of them this weekend. Clean those bad boys off. As we mentioned, Notus will get on the bus and head home tonight after what's increasingly looking like a Week 1 win here. And then they'll get into conference play against Greenleaf Friends. 1st and 10 for the Pirates. Ball's at the Clearwater Valley 43. Guevara back to pass, has a man all alone. It's Sullivan. It is juggled and dropped inside the 5. That would have been a sure touchdown for Tony Sullivan. In and out of the breadbasket, though. Pass falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. One of the few times we've seen the Pirates go deep tonight. They really haven't needed to showcase that part of the playbook much with the way they've been running the ball. 2nd and 10. Ball comes out. It is recovered by Benitez, though, for Notus. And Guevara, a little slow to pop up. Looks like he's all right here for Notus.
3rd and about 9.
But again, that ball came out as Guevara was trying to hand off. Luckily, Benitez, right place, right time. I mean, notice his last touchdown came on a fumbled snap at the 1 that Benitez was somehow able to pick up and take in for 6. Down to 3:02 to play here in the 3rd. 54-26 lead for the Pirates. Lining up now on 3rd and 9. Guevara with a back on either side of him. Actually, sweet play to Benitez on the direct snap. Benitez shoves his quarterback Guevara in front of him and says, get downfield. Benitez able to pick up about 6. Meanwhile, Guevara pops up and is like, dude. You see good running backs do that, right? They'll kind of hang behind their blockers and almost put a hand on the back of their jersey, and then that time Guevara, the quarterback, was the lead blocker, and then Benitez kind of shoved him into oncoming traffic there. Benitez still was able to pick up 6. It's going to make it 4th and, well, he picked up about 5. It's 4th and 5 here for Notus. They'll line up and go for it with 2:05 to play in the 3rd. Going to take as much time as they can here, and then maybe they'll call a timeout and punt. We'll see. I think when you're this deep into Rams territory, though, you might as well go for it. And now, timeout notice. Okay, so 1:43 to go in the 3rd. Notus leading on the road over Clearwater Valley, 54-26. Back after this break, you're watching North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash.
Sweet.
Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Welcome back to North 26. Notus on top. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Perfection Tire. The professional sales staff at Perfection Tire and shocks, struts, tune-ups, oil changes, alignments, and more. If nothing's wrong with your car or truck now, bring it in, and they'll help keep it that way. Within 5, Guevara, home run ball, has a man. It's caught for the touchdown. That is a 33-yard touchdown strike on 4th down. Guevara goes deep, finds his man all alone. It's Nico Martinez getting in on the fun. His first score of the night. Notus running away. 60-26 Pirates. Now Notus will line up and go for two. Guevara, handoff to Blank. Blank won't get there. So the two-point conversion fails, but 33-yard touchdown pass from Guevara to Nico Martinez, and the Notus lead extends to 60-26. So we'll be back right after this break. It's North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you could safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over in Pay Lake?
Back here at Clearwater Valley High School in Kuski. Brandon Maney with you on IdahoSports.com as we are inching towards the conclusion of the third quarter. 1:35 to play in the period. 60-26 Notus. Benny Guevara just had his third passing touchdown of the night. He's thrown three to three different receivers: Grayson Benitez, Tony Sullivan, and Nico Martinez. He also took a pick six back 40 yards for a touchdown. This is going to be a tough call for our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. As Grayson Benitez and Guevara both have 4 touchdowns tonight. Another kickoff out of bounds. And again, just staying away from Tiago Pickering after he took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown for Clearwater Valley. But this game really swung. So CV got that touchdown from Pickering and had the early lead, but Notus, not once, but twice, successfully recovered onside kick attempts in that first half.
Wyatt Murray, you're welcome.
And that is what kind of allowed the Pirates to build up the momentum. And, boy, like the old snowball rolling down the hill, Notus has just picked up steam with each passing quarter. Now if you're Clearwater Valley, just trying to get something. It's been a little while since the Rams have even gotten into scoring position. Schleeper will start 1st and 10. Will drop back to pass. Will dump in the flat, complete to Carson Schilling, but tackled immediately by Benny Guevara. So Schilling. Schilling loses 4 on the play there. The sun has set here in Kuski. And yet I feel like it's getting hotter. I know it's getting hotter because I'm starting to sweat and the flies are buzzing around me. 2nd and 14 for the Rams. A quick pitch out to Bass Myers. Myers trying to turn the corner. We'll get back to or close to the original line of scrimmage, which is the Clearwater Valley 35. It'll be 3rd and 10. And that's the thing. Clearwater Valley is at their best when Bass Myers is going north and south, running the ball well, and they can sprinkle in some deep balls. And Clearwater Valley has been forced to become sort of one-dimensional tonight. They've had to abandon the run somewhat. Down to the final 15 seconds of the third, 3rd and 10. I formation for the Rams from their own 35. Schleeper looking deep again for Tiago Pickering. Simultaneous possession. Pickering wrestles it away. What a grab by Tiago Pickering up to the Notus 40-yard line to conclude the third quarter of action. Boy, Pickering and Tony Sullivan, the Notus defender, both arrived at that ball at the same time. And then it became kind of a rugby scrum to see which guy was going to wrestle away that ball. Ultimately, it's Pickering who comes away with it. It's a gain of 15. Actually, a gain of 25 and a first down, but Pickering a little slow to get up at the end of the play as well. And that will take us to the end of the third. Notus in control, 60-26 over Clearwater Valley. Final quarter coming your way right after this break. You're watching North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash.
Sweet.
Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes! Woo!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
One quarter to play here from Clearwater Valley High School in Kuski on North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Brandon Baney with you on the call, and Notus in control here, doing what Pirates do, coming into enemy territory and conquering the land, up 60-26. And this is the team that will more than likely win the Western Idaho Conference this year, District 3. They are heavy favorites. They've won it the last 3 years, and they're looking strong once again. We'll flip the field, fourth quarter, 1st and 10. Schleeper, deep ball, broken up and then nearly caught off the carom. Carson Schilling, the intended receiver. Derek Huter applying the coverage for Notus with the pass breakup, 2nd and 10. And meanwhile, for Clearwater Valley, they're going to drop to 0-1. And, you know, this score and the final margin, I think people will raise their eyebrows at. But the Rams are going to be right in the mix of it. I mean, the White Pine League is one of the toughest leagues in the state. Clearwater Valley took 2nd last year, only behind that other team just up the river, Cammy I. That's going to be a fun matchup when those two meet up. 2nd and 10, pitch out on the carry for the Rams, picking up about 6 yards there. That's Jake Fabi, the fullback, getting a little run time here on offense. So Fabi's able to pick up 4 to make it 3rd and 6. Jake was the starting middle linebacker for Clearwater Valley last year as a sophomore. He's kind of the anchor of the Rams defense. Plays a pretty good fullback on offense as well. 3rd and 6. Hard count. Did Notus jump. Looks like A.J. Blank may have come across. And it is encroachment on the Pirates. Now it was 3rd and 6, so it's not quite enough to give the Rams a first down, but it is 3rd and 1 now for CV. Down to 10:59 to play in this one. 60-26 lead for Notus. 3rd and 1. Pitch out to Schilling off the right side. Schilling will get the first down and more. Bangs his shoulder inside the 25 and finally brought down around the 24-yard line for a first down for Clearwater Valley. The Rams will move the chains, and they will spot it at the 24-yard line of Notus, where it'll be 1st and 10.
It'll be 1st and 10 about the 24.
Under center is Schleeper on 1st and 10. Play action, has time, stands, delivers, out route caught. Tiago Pickering inside the 5 and down to around the 2, where it'll be 1st and goal for the Rams with 10:14 to play.
Down by number 24, Tony Sullivan.
Well-timed out route to Pickering that time, and
First and goal.
be first and goal for Clearwater Valley down around the 3. CV trying to score for the first time in this second half. They had a drive end at the 1 right before halftime, and it's just been one of those nights for the Rams. First and goal from the 3. They'll give to Schilling. Bangs the shoulder and takes it in for the touchdown. Carson Schilling finds the end zone from 3 yards away. Makes it 60-32. Clearwater Valley will line up and go for 2 here.
Rams will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll throw it. Incomplete. Intended receiver that time was Trevor Altman, and so the 2-point conversion fails, and 60-32 the score remains. For Clearwater Valley, there's not going to be much time to dwell on this outcome tonight. They're going to drop to 0-1 to start the season, and then next week they get right into White Pine League play with a road game at Logos in Moscow. Logos has a quarterback that can really spin it. Name is Jack Driscoll. And that's a game that we will have for you right here on IdahoSports.com. Next Friday night, Clearwater Valley at Logos, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time kickoff for North Idaho game night. And meanwhile, we talked about for Notus, Pirates going to go to 1-0 on the strength of that running game, and sending a message to everybody back home in District 3 that, oh yeah, we're still the team to beat in the Western Idaho Conference. What a resounding win this is going to be for Notus. Pirates will play next Thursday against Greenleaf Friends. They're co-oping with Centennial Baptist and Gem State Adventist Academy. So because Gem State is an Adventist academy, their religion says from sundown Friday to sundown Saturday, that's their day of rest, their Sabbath, so they can't play any games on Friday night. So Greenleaf Friends has to play on either Thursday nights or Saturday nights. So Notus will play Greenleaf next Thursday. And again, that's a co-op between Greenleaf Friends, Centennial Baptist, and Gem State Adventist Academy, and it's Gem State that cannot play on Friday nights. Clearwater Valley to kick off, trailing 60-32. This is Gardner with the onside kick. Did Clearwater Valley recover it? Yes, they did. That got a fist pump from head coach Alan Hutchins on the sideline, and after Notus recovered 2 onside kicks in the first half of action, Clearwater Valley jumps on top of one. I didn't see who recovered that, but judging by the way he came sprinting off the sideline, fired up, maybe Mason Whitcomb. He was right in there. So Clearwater Valley recovers the onside kick, trailing 60-32 with 9:44 to play. The ball's going to be right at the 50-yard line. Now, our officials took a second to talk it over because it was really close to being touched before it went that requisite 10 yards, but Clearwater Valley does recover. So, can the Rams pull a rabbit out of the hat here? 1st and 10, ball right at the 50. Schleeper back to pass, stands and delivers, and Pickering nearly makes the sliding grab around the 32, but it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. Pickering slid to a knee there to try and get it, but incomplete. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 for Clearwater Valley. Myers back to pass, throws, delivers. Pickering with the catch at the 35, still going, makes a man miss at the 30, and slithers his way to the 28-yard line. That is a gain of 22 and a first down. With 9.5 to play, the Rams putting together a drive here. They scored on a Carson Schilling 3-yard touchdown run, got the onside kick, and now here they are in business again. 1st and 10 for CV. Ball is at the Notus 28-yard line. I formation for the Rams. Schilling the deep back. Hard count. Did Notus jump? Apparently not. Toss play to Schilling. On the short side this time, Schilling keeping the legs rolling. And Schilling is able to pick up about 6 across the 25, and it's actually closer to 8 to the 20 where it's 2nd and 2. And this is what I was talking about. When Clearwater Valley can run the ball, it makes that offense so much more balanced and difficult to defend. And they got behind the 8 ball a little bit, had to kind of abandon the run there. But man, when they are running the rock like they are on this drive, this is the Clearwater Valley everybody's used to seeing. 2nd and 2. Schleeper back to pass, feeling the heat. Gonna throw one to the end zone for Altman. It is incomplete. Huter again applying the coverage. Trying to go to Trevor Altman that time on the deep ball. And for Schleeper, you know, he's like, you know, if you went to the quarterback factory and you said, I want a guy right off the line, I mean, this is what you'd get. Landon Schleeper, 6'4", big, strong kid, throws a good ball. Third and 2. Hard count again. Notus showing blitz. They'll give to Schilling. Bounces to the outside. Breaks a tackle. Breaks a second on the juke. Schilling inside the 10 and wrapped up around the 9, where it'll be 1st and goal for Clearwater Valley. Gain of 11 to move the sticks on 3rd and 2. Clock continues to wind, though. 8:20 to play. 60 to 32. Notus has built up a big lead. Clearwater Valley just trying to make things interesting here. 1st and goal for the Rams. Ball is at the 9. Schleeper going to line up under center. I formation. Schilling the deep back. Schleeper throws an out route to Pickering. Incomplete. By the time Pickering turned his head around there, the ball was already a couple yards away from him on the out route, so incomplete pass. 2nd and goal now for the Rams.
Look around in the stands. We've got a hamburger and a hot dog running around. We got to buy anything.
Opening night, week 1 action from Kuski up here in north central Idaho. Some of the most beautiful scenery in our great state you can find on your drive into town. 2nd and goal, toss play. Schilling looking for the edge, looking for the block, and will slip and fall around the 5.
Brought down in 14, Guevara.
So Guevara and the field, I would say, both making the tackle there as Schilling slips and loses his footing. Gets to, it looks like the 6, where it's going to be 3rd and goal. So pick up a 3 for number 3, Carson Schilling. 7:20 and counting here in this ball game. Notus leading 60 to 32. Rams facing a 3rd and goal from the 3. Handoff left side, Schilling lowering the shoulder, taking it in for his 2nd touchdown in a row and 3rd touchdown of the night, Carson Schilling. So Schilling scores again, this time from 6 yards out. Makes it 60 to 38. Clearwater Valley going to go for 2, try to cut it to a 3-score game. Schilling gets the 2-point conversion. Rams are within 20.
Pirates 60.
7:09 to play, and what is sure to be an onside kick attempt coming up here right after this break. You're watching North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Back at Clearwater Valley High School in Kuski, North Idaho Game Night, IdahoSports.com. Brandon Maney with you here as we are midway through the fourth. 7:09 to play, 60-40. Notus lead is 20, but the Rams just had a touchdown run by Carson Schilling, followed by an onside kick, followed by another touchdown run from Schilling, and all of a sudden the Rams have cut it to 20 with what is sure to be another onside kick to follow. Notus successfully recovered 2 onside kicks in the first half of action. Clearwater Valley trying to match them in that department here. And in 8-man football, no lead is ever safe. Kicking off here for Clearwater Valley is going to be Josh Gardner, the junior. He handles all the kicking. Another onside kick try here for Clearwater Valley. Gardner ready. That one is not going to go the requisite 10 yards. Notus recovers anyways. Tony Sullivan falls on top of it. And so Notus will take over 1st and 10 at the Clearwater Valley 45.
1st and 10 at the 45.
First and 10 for Notus. Handoff to Benitez, and Grayson Benitez will carry it forward for a gain of 2. And Notus just wants to bleed the clock here a little bit if they can.
56, Davis. Pickup of about 2, 2nd and 8.
Second and 8 for Notus. Clock down to 6:30 to play now. Guevara out of the shotgun this time. Bass Myers coming on the blitz. They give to Benitez on the sweep. Benitez has the first down and more. The 30, the 20, the 15, the 10. Benitez windmilling into the end zone for the Notus touchdown. What a night for Grayson Benitez. His 5th score of the night. This one from 43 yards out. And pardon the pun, but opponents better take notice of Notus. They are a high-powered offensive machine. Grayson Benitez, 5 touchdowns tonight, 4 on the ground, 1 through the air. Yeah, just came up with that on the spot, so. It's been a good night for the Pirates. They'll line up and go for 2 here with 6:15 to play. I formation. They give to the second back and nowhere to go. So the 2-point try snuffed out, and on the carry that time for the Pirates was Anthony Garcia, the sophomore. And so Notus stretches the lead back out here, 66-40 with 6:15 to play. Back after this break, you're watching North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to Clearwater Valley High School in Kuski, here in the heart of north central Idaho. Brandon Maney with you here on IdahoSports.com.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the North Idaho Prepcast covers every inch of District 1.
There we go. Getting down to the end of it here. 6:15 to play. 66-40 lead for the Notus Pirates, coming on the road and delivering a statement, not just to their conference back in District 3, but to the 8-man state at large. Another kickoff that goes out of bounds, and some of the Ram football players there trying to show off their volleyball skills. Bass Myers with the tip pass. Just having a little fun as it went out of bounds, and so Clearwater Valley will start 1st and 10 from their own 35. It's been a good night for Notus. Grayson Benitez, 5 touchdowns tonight, 4 rushing scores. He also caught a touchdown pass from Benny Guevara. Guevara's got 3 touchdown passes tonight to 3 different receivers: Benitez, Tony Sullivan, and Nico Martinez. Guevara also took an interception back 40 yards for a touchdown. Notus also recovered 2 onside kicks in the first half, which helped them kind of stockpile this lead. For Clearwater Valley, Carson Schilling has scored 3 times tonight, all on the ground. Bass Myers scored on a 40-yard run. Landon Schleeper found Myers for a touchdown, and that guy right there, they were just trying to throw the ball to Tiago Pickering. Returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown.
Passing complete.
And after Notus allowed that opening kickoff return for a touchdown, they really have settled in here, and it's been very impressive to watch this Notus defense really apply the pressure on the pass rush. Easton St. Germain and A.J. Blank kind of anchoring that defensive line. Avila's in there playing defensive end as well. 2nd and 10 for the Rams following the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 from their own 35 with 6:08 to play. Schleeper throws a deep ball, juggled and nearly picked by Guevara. It would have been his 2nd of the night, but it falls incomplete. 3rd and 10. Schleeper threw that one off his back foot just slightly last time there, so. 3rd and 10 now for the Rams from their own 35-yard line. Schleeper over the middle. Bass Myers with the catch on 3rd and 10. He's got the first down to the 50, still going. The 45 breaks another tackle, lowers the shoulder, and is brought down at the 41-yard line of the Pirates. That is a pickup of 24 and a first down. Bass Myers now a little slow to get up after the play. Myers was hit kind of awkwardly at the end of the play there. He pops up and says, "I'm all right." And Bass Myers is going to check out and get a breather here. Gets a good round of applause from the fans. Jake Fabi going to check in for him.
1st and 10 for the Rams at the 42.
So 1st and 10 for Clearwater Valley. Ball now at the Notus 41-yard line. Trying to get something here with 5.5 to play, trailing 66-40. Schleeper, wild snap, is able to corral it. Now it's just going to take off and run, and he's got room. The 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15. And tiptoes out of bounds, just shy of the 10. So how about that? Landon Sleeper had to go about 2 steps to his right to get the shotgun snap, and then said, might as well use the momentum I built up and take off for a 20-yard run. They're going to put him out right at the 10, where it's going to be 1st and goal for the Rams with 5:15 to play. A 66-40 lead for Notus. Clearwater Valley just trying to finish with a little positive momentum ahead of next week's White Pine opener at Logos. Handoff left side. Schilling looking for his 4th score of the night. Takes it inside the 5. And down around the 3, it looks like, where it's going to be 2nd and goal. Schleeper working quickly. Toss play to Schilling, looking for the edge, looking for the end zone. He's got it for the 4th time tonight. Carson Schilling finds the end zone. And Clearwater Valley back to within 20 here, 66-46.
Rams will line up for 2.
There was talk in the preseason about Schilling possibly being the quarterback for Clearwater Valley this year, and I don't know. I'd say he's a pretty good running back. He's done pretty well tonight. Only scored 4 times. So CV will line up and go for 2 here. Sleeper will take it himself out of the spread, and he's in. 66-48. Notus still leading, but Rams playing with some momentum here. We'll take another break and come back with more of the 4th quarter here. It's North Idaho game night on IdahoSports.com.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the North Idaho Prepcast covers every inch of District 1 and District 2 activities in Idaho.
Bonners Ferry, like the whole town was there, it seemed. I mean, they showed up, they were tailgating in the parking lot, barbecuing, playing games. Like, it literally felt like a small college atmosphere. It was super cool.
Hosted by Ryan Skaggs, the North Idaho Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing, or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
Back at Clearwater Valley in Kuski, North Idaho game night on IdahoSports.com. It is Notus on top of Clearwater Valley, 66-48 with 4:51 remaining. Clearwater Valley just scored on Carson Schilling's 4th rushing touchdown of the night. I'm sure we'll see the Rams line up for an onside kick again here. Tonight was not only the season opener and the home opener for the Rams, it was alumni night. And I got my hands on a copy of the 1994 Clearwater Valley Rams roster earlier this week. Featured a big, tall drink of water at quarterback named Alan Hutchins. He's now the head coach. Vinny Martinez was on that team as well. He's the softball coach here at CV now. Gardner, mid-range kick, downed at the 37 by Benny Guevara of Notus, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pirates. 4:51 to play, and it's been a night for Notus. Grayson Benitez has scored 5 times tonight, 4 on the ground, 1 through the air. Guevara with 3 passing touchdowns to 3 different receivers. Benitez, Tony Sullivan, and Nico Martinez. And Guevara also took a pick 6 back 40 yards for a touchdown. Notus is about to go to 1-0. They'll play Greenleaf Friends next Thursday. Clearwater Valley traveling to Logos up in Moscow next Friday for the White Pine opener. Right here on IdahoSports.com. Another North Idaho game night. Benitez gets the carry, and Benitez gets 3. Again, Grayson Benitez just going between the tackles. Just want to run that clock a little bit.
Down to number 1, Pickering. Pick up about 3.
Last time Notus had the ball, Benitez scored on a 43-yard touchdown run. We're down to 4.5 to play now. The Pirates about to go to 1-0 on the season, which is impressive because it's not easy to get here. It's a long trip for sure for the Pirates, and they're going to head home happy. 2nd and 8. Toss play right side. Benitez gets a block and now reverses back. And here's the speed we talked about. Benitez reverses field, the 50, the 40, sprinting down the sidelines. Will anybody catch him? No, sirree. Touchdown. Grayson Benitez for the 6th time tonight. That is a 69-yard touchdown that started to the right and broke back to the left. And you can see why Benitez is the school record holder in the 100-meter dash at Notus High. Wow, what an impressive display of athleticism and speed and quickness. Touchdown number 6. This one from 69 yards, actually 59 yards out. And I wish I could have kept his total yardage calculated tonight because you figure he's got to be close to 200 at this point. I mean, just in the time since we've been on the air, he's had a 43-yard touchdown run, a 59-yard touchdown run, and another 20-yard score. Notus will go for 2. Guevara gets hit on the play. But it is 72 to 48. Notus in control with 3:46 to play. We will be back with more fourth quarter action right after this break. You're watching North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Welcome back to Clearwater Valley High School in Kuski. North Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. We are at the 3:46 mark of the fourth quarter of action, and it is all Notus in this one, 72 to 48 in favor of the Pirates. Grayson Benitez just scored his 6th touchdown of the night, 5th rushing score. He's also got a receiving touchdown. This one was from 59 yards out. I guess there's not much intrigue left on who our IdahoSports.com player of the game is going to be. That's presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. We'll reveal that in the postgame show. Derek Huter to kick off here for Notus. And again, just going to send it out of bounds. That bounced off the Clearwater Valley bench. Nearly grazed our official.
So it's going to be 5 yards from where it went out of bounds.
And so, since that kick didn't go 10 yards, our officials say Clearwater Valley can take it 5 yards from where the ball went out. If it goes past 10 yards, then you can take it at the 35. And so that time, Notus's onside kick, just out of bounds kick attempt backfires slightly. But Notus has pretty consistently kicked it out of bounds every time tonight, after Tiago Pickering took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown for Clearwater Valley. It seems like a lifetime ago that the Rams were feeling the momentum and leading in this contest, and Notus grabbed that momentum right back, and now up 72 to 48. 1st and 10 for the Rams, though, from the Notus 44. Schleeper Just going to take off and run off the right side, throws a stiff arm, and will step out around the 42. So gain of 2 for Sleeper, 2nd and 8. Did get out of bounds to stop the clock here with 3:44 to play. Second and 8, Sleeper will take off and run. He's got the first down and more, the 30, the 20, one man to beat. They won't get there. Landon Sleeper on a quarterback keeper takes it 43 yards for a Clearwater Valley score. So Sleeper scores. That's a 43-yard touchdown run for the Rams quarterback. And again, our Friday night flash on IdahoSports.com. It's our live in real-time updating scoreboard. We'll see if we can get some more 8-man scores from around the state. Clearwater Valley going to try and go for 2. Schilling upended on a suplex-style tackle. Sometimes that draws a penalty flag, doesn't there? And so 2-point conversion failed, but a touchdown run for Landon Sleeper to make it 72-54 with 3:33 to play. I know on our other North Idaho game night broadcast tonight, Kendrick, another 8-man game, had a pretty easy time with Council. Another District 3 versus District 2 matchup, and there's some of the young ones taking in the action tonight. Good work there. This is what it's all about, giving the community an event they can come to. And other 8-man scores tonight. Let's see. Grace over Cary 36-0. Raft River beats Tri Valley 44-30. Murtaugh over Chalice 61-6. Oakley beats St. Joseph's Catholic School from Utah 66-6. Butte County over Valley 64-36. Cascade beats Idaho City 44-14. Camas County beats Rockland 62-12. Kendrick over Council 66-14. Mackey shuts out Richfield 54-0. Onside kick recovered by Grayson Benitez at the 42-yard line with 3:33 to play. And another Ram player down and injured here. This is, trying to see who that was. A little slow to get up here for Clearwater Valley here in the 4th in the 72-54 ball game. Looked like it may have been the kicker, Josh Gardner. He's been a busy guy tonight. The Rams offense has put up 54 points, and he's got to kick off after every single one of those scores. And it is Gardner getting up and getting a nice round of applause here as they get him off. He is able to stand up and walk off on his own, which is always a great sign. And so now Notus will take over 1st and 10 from their own 42. Notus is just trying to run the clock out. The problem is every time Grayson Benitez touches the ball, he's a threat to make a house call. And we saw it on that last 59-yard touchdown run where it was a simple sweep play to the right. He reversed back to the left, beat everybody to the barn, and 6 touchdowns on the night for Benitez. 1st and 10 for Notus. Hand off to Benitez again, breaking outside. Will stutter step for a moment and will get caught by Leighton Davis. CV head coach Alan Hutchins going to spend his first time out here to stop the clock with 3:18 to go. Not often that Benitez can get caught like that, but Leighton Davis did a good job of corralling him that time. And so it'll be 2nd and 9 coming up for Notus here. So Clearwater Valley's got, I think, 1 timeout left now in this second half. North Idaho game night on IdahoSports.com. Next week, we will be in Moscow, where you can watch the Rams in action once again. It's going to be Clearwater Valley at Logos. And then a 3rd time this year, we'll be back here in Kuski for the annual Upriver Rampage game with Kamei. It's going to be a really fun one for sure. A couple of White Pine teams were in action tonight. Troy was playing Deary. Lapway was at Lakeside.
Here we go, 2nd and 9, the Pirates.
2nd and 9 for the Pirates. Handoff to Benitez again. Breaks the tackle, gets a good block, stiff arms the defender, the 50, the 40. Still going down the sideline, the 30, inside the 20, and down around the 18. He's so fast he runs out of our runs out of frame on the camera. Grayson Benitez, what a night he's had. Takes it down to the 19 for a first down. With 2:54 to go, and 72-54 Notus. And again, Pirates rolling with the starters here. Leading 72-54. Their score and 2-point conversion would put the Pirates at 80, which is always an eye-opening number. Even in 8-man football. CV was blitzing. Bass Myers stopped. And I think if Myers had just gone back to his own side of the line of scrimmage, I think the officials would have let it fly here late in the game. But because he stopped and kind of looked, they were like, all right, now I got to throw the flag. I think they would have given him a mulligan if he had just gotten back on his side of the line of scrimmage. But 5-yard penalty on Myers, and it's 1st and 5 now for Notus at the 14. Up 72-54. I formation for Notus. Hard count, and again, CV nearly jumps. Toss play Benitez, nothing but green grass and nothing but his, let's see, down to the 1. Thought he had his 7th touchdown of the night. Instead, it is 1st and goal at the 1. So Notus 1st and goal from the 1 with 1:25 and rolling here. And Notus now can just kneel it if they want to. They don't really have to score here. I mean, we're down to where, minute 10, they can just run this clock and kneel it. See what they opt to do here. CV may have one more timeout remaining, but minute to go. I'm just going to play it out here. And it does look like the Pirates will kneel it down in the victory formation and call it a night. And what a night it was. There's the kneel down, and with 45 seconds to go, the Notus Pirates will start their season 1-0 with a long trip north to Kuski and a knockout of the Clearwater Valley Rams by a final of 72-54. One more kneel down. Bass Myers does his best ninja jump at the line there, and that'll do it. Final 15 seconds will burn off, and the Notus Pirates will head out of town with a 72-54 victory over the Clearwater Valley Rams, the final score tonight. And so, an impressive debut for Notus and for Clearwater Valley. Some positives, but definitely some things to build on. We'll talk about it all in the IdahoSports.com postgame show right after this break. It's North Idaho game night on IdahoSports.com.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash.
Sweet.
Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you could safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over in Pay Lake?
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the North Idaho Prepcast covers every inch of District 1 and District 2 activities in Idaho.
Bonners Ferry, like the whole town was there, it seemed. I mean, they showed up, they were tailgating in the parking lot, barbecuing, playing games. Like, it literally felt like a small college atmosphere. It was super cool.
Hosted by Ryan Skaggs, the North Idaho Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing, or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear road rivals, you may have four wheels and a similar build, but our resemblance ends right there. Later, Toyota.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome into the IdahoSports.com postgame show. There they are, the victorious Notus Pirates here on North Idaho game night. Notus hits the road for the season opener and defeats Clearwater Valley 72-54, the final. One final time here from Clearwater Valley High School in Kuski. Brandon Maney with you here on IdahoSports.com. Let's see if we can get this camera to stay steady. Nope, we cannot, so we're just going to point it elsewhere. There we go. All right. Welcome in. IdahoSports.com postgame show. As I said, Notus wins 72-54. The highlights tonight for Clearwater Valley. Carson Schilling scores 4 touchdowns on the ground. Landon Schleeper scores a rushing touchdown and also throws a touchdown to Bass Myers. Bass Myers ran in a score, and Tiago Pickering took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. And Clearwater Valley actually led this game. And then Notus successfully got 2 onside kicks in that first half and really built up some momentum. And, boy, the Pirates look good on the ground tonight. Grayson Benitez finishes with 5 rushing touchdowns tonight and a receiving touchdown from Benny Guevara. Guevara spins 3 touchdowns tonight, 1 to Benitez, 1 to Tony Sullivan, 1 to Nico Martinez. Guevara also took an interception back 40 yards for a touchdown. And so for Notus, just a neat and tidy day at the office as they go to 1-0 on the season, and Clearwater Valley drops to 0-1. It is time to hand out our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department and Shift Idaho, like you really needed to ask. It's Grayson Benitez. 6 touchdowns. Yeah, that'll do the trick. 6 TDs tonight for Benitez, 5 on the ground, 1 through the air, and just a dominant performance overall for Notus, running the rock tonight without, by the way, 2 key players, starting running back Gunnar Campbell and starting fullback Ian Hill. Campbell's going to be out for the entire season, actually the entire school year with a torn ACL, and Hill is still going to be out for a couple of weeks with an injury, and so Benitez steps into the backfield at running back, and yeah, I'd say it worked out pretty well, so congratulations there. That'll do it for this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of North Idaho Game Night, presented by P1FCU. Tonight's coverage on IdahoSports.com was also brought to you by all of our great statewide partners: Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, your local Toyota dealers, and the Idaho Transportation Department. Big thanks to our local sponsors tonight as well: Simmons Sanitation and Perfection Tire in Kamei. As Notus defeats Clearwater Valley 72-54, the final behind IdahoSports.com player of the game, Grayson Benitez. 6 touchdowns in total, 5 on the ground, 1 receiving score, and that is presented by the Idaho Transportation Department and Shift Idaho. Big thanks to Alan Hutchins. He's not only the head football coach here at Clearwater Valley, he's also the athletic director, and he always takes care of us and makes sure that we've got everything that we need. So big thanks to Alan. One final time, my name is Brandon Baney. Next week, North Idaho Game Night coming to you live from Moscow, where these same Clearwater Valley Rams will be in action at Logos in the White Pine League opener for each squad. Until then, for everyone here at IdahoSports.com, I'm Brandon Baney. Good night, everybody.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com.